is the splatterific Psycho Goreman, a contender for the best horror comedy of the year already? Let's find out.
Welcome all you misfits and metalheads to the cutting room floor. We are from the band Cut Like This. I am Thorn Black.
I'm Rose Blood.
And as always, we have music on here, YouTube and Spotify. Go check us out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Help our band out. Today is another Wicked Wednesday. And guess what? We have a pretty crazy horror comedy that just came out of nowhere. I don't know where this came from. I just heard about it the other day, and I had to check it out after watching the trailer. It is called Psycho Goreman. Rose, why don't you tell them a little bit about this one?
Well, we actually heard about this from our friends over at Horror Punk USA. These guys are super cool, and they also have a YouTube channel, so make sure you go check them out. They recommended this movie, and I have to say I was really happy that they did, because I saw that trailer and I was in love.
The trailer was just crazy.
Yeah,
they put all the right things in the trailer to make me want to see it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, unlike most things that we recommend here, this is one that you actually have to rent right now. I'm sure it's going to come to Shudder later on.
Yeah.
And it's going to be available to stream there if you have Shudder.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. It's a Shudder movie.
Now, if you want to see it, you have to rent it. We rented it from Amazon.
I think it's only like $7 or something.
Yeah.
It's like a price of a movie ticket.
Yeah, it's either $5.99 or $6.99. It's worth the money, okay? This movie is totally insane.
So what's it about?
Alright, well, it's about a brother and sister, Mimi and Luke, and they're, just playing around in the backyard. Mimi is the older sibling, and she is definitely the dominant one in this, like, not even just between her and her brother. It's in the whole family.
Yeah, this little girl runs the show.
This chick runs this household, okay? This little girl is kind of a sociopath, all right? She's a little bit of a bully, and not even a little bit. She's a bully. Straight up bully.
She's a bully.
And she kind of confirms my idea that children are basically sociopaths until we actually teach them to be proper human beings. And left to their own devices, they will wreak havoc. If anybody's ever seen the old Twilight Zone episode with the kid that has, like, unlimited power, and he can wish people into the cornfield. That thing was terrifying to me when I first saw that episode, and it stuck with me for the rest of my life. It's probably why I'll never have kids. Anyway, back to Psycho Goreman.
These kids are playing around, and one of them loses, and they start like digging a hole or something.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna tell you why he's digging the hole.
Yeah, but they stumble across this amulet, and guess what? Guess who that belongs to? They don't even know who it belongs to, because they take the gem. It's shiny, right? So they just take the gem, and some bad stuff happens afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some super bad stuff. So we're not really spoiling anything, because this is in the trailer itself that we're showing during our review. But we will avoid any major story spoilers. However,
anything in the trailer is fair game.
So in the trailer, you will see that when they take that amulet, they unleash freaking an intergalactic, demonically
just destroyer.
powered,
he's just like, he's the end of everything. He's just like, oh man.
and this like. It's just ridiculous.
He's so bad. He is so powerful. And
it's
so bad.
It's ridiculous.
Oh man, and the horror comedy elements of this are pretty great. So the kids have this gem, and the gem is what powers him, and he can't do anything to you if you have the gem, unfortunately. You kind of control him. So it's a really crazy balance between him wanting to kill everything and everybody. He's very vocal about it. It's hilarious.
It's a total parody of like films, this is very much, you can tell this director, his name is Steve Kostansky, and he actually was one of the directors of the film The Void, which is also a really great sci-fi horror Lovecraftian insane film. And he's actually a special effects guy. He's worked on Suicide Squad and a bunch of other really big movies, which is why this movie has absolutely insane amounts of practical effects.
Yeah,
and
it does.
You know, that's the way to get to my heart.
This movie is crushing it with practical effects.
Okay, this is like such an insane amount of practical effects that you will be blown away. If you are somebody who loves practical effects, you're gonna lose your damn mind.
I was not ready for the amount of practical effects and characters in this thing that weren't human. I wasn't ready for it. It was such a pleasant surprise.
Awesome.
Such good makeups and costumes and character designs. And it's just crazy. It's funny when it needs to be funny. This guy is just terrifying when he needs to be terrifying. It's fantastic.
There's a lot of little Easter eggs in there. He comes from the planet Gygax, so any D&D fans out there are going to know exactly what that is a reference to. There's a ton of other references. There's a reference to the Blob. There's references to Hellraiser. There's references to lots of different horror films. And this dude, this destroyer of worlds. Actually, his name is the Archduke of Nightmares, right? Is one of his many names over the millennia of enslaving and destroying planets and crushing people and stuff. And he takes himself so seriously, and it's really funny because this little girl just takes the piss out of him like every 5 seconds. She's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's like going into a deep story, and she just does not care. She's eating a piece of candy and shit, and she just like, it's hilarious. It's super funny. This is a great horror comedy.
It is
if you
great.
Like
it's great.
Stuff like, really over the top, kind of like Machine Girl, like those kind of Japanese over the top, super insane gore type of things, or trauma films or stuff like that. This is very much it also reminded me a little bit of those kind of 80s movies like The Gate. Things like that.
Did you get a little, now that you say that, I kind of feel costume-wise, it makes me think of like the Guyver a little bit.
A little bit of Guyver action.
Little tiny something.
I mean, this guy knows his stuff. This guy obviously loves these kind of films, and it shows in everything.
It really does.
This is not the most complicated story of all time at all.
Doesn't matter.
Okay?
Doesn't
what we're
matter.
here for is we're here for monsters upon monsters upon monsters.
I'm here for the horror. I'm
it.
here for the comedy.
You're gonna
they
get
delivered
it. You're gonna get it. You're
big
gonna get
on both.
ridiculous fights and just people getting, very like Power Rangers ish, in the fight styles and stuff like that. It's like, but it's just every death is a crazy, horrible death.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's great.
I was thinking this guy might only be able to do, he's powerful in like this way. No, he's just straight mind-bending powerful. He's not necessarily only going to kill something by physical violence, like he's just really strong and just rips and tears. It's just way more. He's
got magic powers.
He has magic powers.
He's got physical
powers. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
He's a totally overpowered character.
Best way.
Totally overpowered character.
I absolutely loved this movie. Didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Well, I didn't think I was going to like the trailer as much as I did either. I was like, whoa, what is that? I'm like, all right.
There's also kind of weird dynamics between the parents, which are Greg and Susan, like the most like generic kind of names that you could think of. And the dad, Greg, kind of alludes to certain things where, he says that he was like in the war and stuff like that. And he almost seems like he has like war PTSD sometimes, but it turns out that that's not really the case. And he's kind of like a wuss, and he's totally dominated by his wife most of the time. Yeah, it's really funny. I don't want to spoil anything for you. I think you guys just should check it out, really.
Yeah, I think
but let's get to our chainsaw rating system.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know that our chainsaw rating system by now, but if you're somebody new and you're just stumbled upon our channel, we have a chainsaw rating system out of 5 chainsaws. Thorn Black. How many chainsaws does Psycho Goreman get?
I'm going to have to give Psycho Goreman a straight up 5.
Five.
There was like a little tiny thing or
Okay.
two in here that I kind of didn't like, and it was around the little girl's personality. At a couple of points, was a little too much for me, and I was gonna detract half a point and give it a 4.5, but I can't. It's just there's just so much of everything that I love here. The costumes are great. The effects are great. The designs of the characters are great. They even go into this guy's backstory and show all of that, like where it is. And I can't even like the little bit of stuff that bothered me with that little girl, because she became a bit much for me at a couple of points, but it wasn't like throughout. You know, most of it was pretty funny and enjoyable. Just a couple of points. I'm not even going to detract the half a point for that, because I just overall think the movie was that great. I would definitely watch this again, and I would definitely recommend this to somebody else, and that's why I give it a 5. What are you going to give it, Rose?
You know what? 5. Same. Okay. This is everything that I like in a horror comedy. You know, again, there is a little bit, you know, the story could be a little tighter. This is one of those over the top kind of super crazy, you know, you just have to accept that that's the ride that you're signing up for.
Exactly.
As soon as you see the trailer, you're going to know.
Exactly. You see the trailer, you'll know if you're going to be into it or not. And if you're into what you see in the trailer, it's going to be better than you thought it was.
Exactly. If you like trauma stuff, if you like, you know, Machine Girl and crazy, you know, super over the top, insane gore, like kind of things, you're gonna really, really enjoy this. If you love practical effects, your mind is gonna be blown. Okay, there is just like I couldn't even. It was just everything that I love. You know, I really, absolutely adore practical effects, and this movie is just chock full. It's like a special effects fiend's like dream. Okay, this is just everything that you would want to see actually happens.
This is the kind of movie that
creature is just really cool and really unique. Each one has their own look and their own powers and their own, you know, horrible ways of being killed. You know, it's awesome.
This is the kind of movie that I think I would fund myself. I've always wanted to make movies or be some part of bringing it to life, and this is something that if I had like a ton of money, that probably would have been my movie. You know, it's just cool.
For our anime viewers that watch this kind of stuff, Mimi, the little girl, is absolutely a tsundere. She is like the tsundere to end all tsunderes. She is just super, just like I said, kind of a sociopath, and she just gets what she wants, and she does not care what she has to do to get it. She's here to have a good time, and everybody else can frig off. Okay, that's all we got for you guys today. Absolutely check out Psycho Goreman.
Definitely check out that trailer. Let us know what you think if you've seen it. If you've seen the trailer, drop us a comment. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our music here on TikTok, on Spotify, and all the places and stuff.
And thank you again to Ronan from Horror Punks USA again for tipping me off to this movie. I could not be happier with my choice last night to rent this thing. Okay, this is like hilarious, over the top, gory, full of amazing special effects.
Definitely.
You need to see it.
And that is all for us today. Until next time, we are out.